Okay, good morning, children. Let's learn more about active and passive voice. So, yesterday I told you when the action is going on, that is called an active voice, and passive voice is when the action, we do not know the subject, but the action is done by someone, that is a passive voice. So, for example, if we do not know the object in an points to remember is that in a passive voice we know the object, but in an active voice we do not know what the object is. So for example, they laughed heartedly, we do not know whom they laughed at. So in a passive voice you will turn it into they laugh, the beggar was laughed at. So we place the object in front and we place the object as the subject. Similarly, in passive voice, we use the past participle form of the verb along with an appropriate form of be. So, we add be to the past participle, that is the third form of verb, along with be to it. In future continuous and perfect continuous tense, we do not use a passive voice. Okay. So always remember the object is put in front of the sentence as the object is described in a passive voice. We do not know who has done the action, that and then it is the passive voice. So in simple present the active will be invite and according to the subject it will become invites. But in passive you will add is, are, am and then the third form, that is the past participle. In simple past you will use invited. Again you will use the third form as was, were, invited. In simple future you will use in the active will invite, but in a passive voice you will write will be invited. Similarly, in present continuous is, are, am inviting, was, were inviting. There is no future continuous as I have told you, so there will be no future continuous. But in passive you will write is, are, am being invited and was, were being invited. Being and third form of verb is used in a passive voice. Always remember that. In present, past and future perfect, you know in present perfect you use has and have plus the past participle. In past you use had plus the past participle and will have and then the past participle. But when you come to the passive you will use has, have been invited, had been invited, will have been invited. Again you can see here would you use, modals you will do in next year in the school. So that is why if the situation comes that with might, may, can, could, you will use be and then the third form of verb. And it is not necessary to use by at the end of the sentence of every passive voice. For example, we informed the police is an active sentence. The police was informed is again a passive sentence. So it is not necessary to write the police was informed by us. Today you will do this exercise of simple present and you will submit. Thank you, children.